Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is our May 11th Select Board meeting. I'd like to just take a roll call of our members. We'll start on this side.
Kevin Kyra here.
Jacob Gewer here.
Lily Maselli.
Gary Palmer.
Frank West. So I'll see all folks present. If you could kindly join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you very much. First thing we have is to review and sign payroll and bills payable warrants out of session. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Gilwar, is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Palmer, is there any discussion? All in favor? Okay, appointments. Our one and only appointment today is the reorganization of the board. Traditionally, the meeting after the town meeting, we select a new chair or maybe get a current chair, but so take nominations from the floor, and I guess we'll get all nominations, and then
just take a nomination and then vote on it.
What's
That's
that?
the way you have a nomination, then you have to vote on it, and then if there needs to be a subsequent nomination, you go there.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, is there a nomination from the floor?
I'd like to nominate Kevin Kyra.
Okay, is there a second for
I'll
that
second.
nomination? Second? Is there
I
any
will accept.
That was going to be my, but anyhow, is there a discussion? Oh, Kevin, you said you'd accept the position, so with that said, all in favor? And Kevin, why don't we swap seats? Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all for that vote of confidence. All right, let's get to communications.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the first communication, this is just to provide this to the board officially. This is the request for information, RFI for the renovation and lease of the Bazell Senior Center. This was issued shortly before town meeting. Proposals are due on May the 22nd. There is a pre-submission site meeting this Thursday at 2:00 p.m. for which registration is required. We already have at least one entity registered. And this, the substance of it indicates the building that we are looking to have renovated and then subsequently leased, as the board discussed. So I'm glad to answer any questions from the board, or if there's somebody.
I just have a question through the chair. I just want to, just because I've heard confusion, I just want to clear it up, that if we end up leasing this to somebody, they will be 100% responsible for any renovations.
Sure, that's a very good question, and for this RFI, the request from the respondents is that they do in fact do the work. They come with a proposal to do the reconstruction of the building themselves.
Great, thank you.
Through the chair. Mr. Carr?
Yes.
Through the chair. This is to bring everything up to code, correct?
Yeah, in order to occupy the building, they would need to bring everything up to code for occupancy, and that would be obviously a discussion that they would need to have with their code expert and then the building inspector regarding those things. Generally speaking, I think the reuse committee had put together a list of things that they believe needed to be done, but one of the reasons why we're having a walkthrough is so that folks can go through it and see if there's
Thank you.
anything else that needs to happen.
Yeah, there's other thing, a lease is in here at market rate, so that would be part of it. The
Yeah.
parking is very minimal. It doesn't
Yeah,
really
parking is a
provide the
challenge.
parking at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned one confirmed visitor for the site visit, but can you see how many people have looked at it or might be interested, submitted anything?
Have downloaded it?
Yeah.
I can find that, don't have that
Okay,
right
I
now,
was just
but I can
curious.
certainly find that out. I haven't
Okay.
even downloaded the RFI.
Don't count me, because I wanted to see what it looked like.
If you downloaded it, then that counts as one.
Take one off.
So,
Or two,
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Now, through you to the town manager, now, there were elements of the building that were taken out. For example, a lot of the air conditioning units, I believe the heating system, the kitchen were taken out. I don't know what else has been removed. Would you be asking the prospective tenant to remove items that we had to replace at their cost, items that we, the town, took out?
If that's how they wanted to use the building, so that would be up to them make a determination as to how they wanted to use the structure.
Okay.
So for instance, it's possible that we could have someone who comes in and wants to use it for cold storage. I doubt it, but it's possible, and they would have different requirements for code requirements to meet than, say, someone were to use it as an active building.
Okay, and a special town meeting did approve $615,000 towards renovations of the building to bring it up to code so that it could be theoretically at the start of being used for some other entity. Would that $615,000 come into play?
Well, so that's not a part of when the board requested the RFI, the request for the RFI was that all the construction be done at the cost of the applicant. I suppose if there's no result out of this, we could revisit what the next steps would be, and obviously that money still exists in that one.
Right, because that's encumbered right now.
In a warrant article, yes.
Okay. Okay.
yeah, and then there's zoning issues as well, for
Yes.
anybody that wants to come in.
But yeah, we provide them the existing structure and the uses. We talk about the fact the parcel's located with the R20 zoning district, that place limits on its use without a zoning change. The site has access to public water, access to electricity, natural gas connected to the sewer. We talk about the building condition, that it's not currently code compliant. Note, as part of the RFI, we attached links to all of the documentation that's been created about this, so the reuse committee's assessment of it, the estimates that came, any document that we had on this building, we linked in the back of the RFI so that somebody would be walking in open eyes as to what I think there was a video as part of the senior center project of the building, so we included that, saying it might not be current because things might have happened, but this was what it looked like at that time. So.
And through you, Mr. Chair, one final comment on it. I did want to remind everyone that we did have, we did have the Recreation Committee that had talked about using part of it, and you did have several commissions, for example, the Cultural Center, the former Arts Council, and also the Historical Commission, and there was usage for, town use for storage for the items at Town Hall. There was, bulk storage for items at Town Hall, so those are other uses that, that the town came up with in various formats, so. Just wanted to remind everyone of that, so didn't want to, because we do have potential other uses. If this should not go through, or if somebody says, hey, I'd like to use part of the building, but dedicate part of it for town uses, be it another organization, town organization, or storage, or, whatever, so. And we'd have to come up with probably I guess a price if it was going to be a combined town/private use.
I don't think, I'm sorry.
If that came out of the RFI, that's obviously something we would have to discuss as a board, and then that would be another step we'd have to take if that was something that was that complicated. Although we'd probably just look at square footage and figure out what the market rate is, and we only wanted half the building, we'd look at market rate for half the building. That would be probably the logical way to handle that. But it's certainly something. I mean, the idea is right now we're waiting for somebody to come in with a plan, and then we can evaluate those plans if they bring them in.
That's all I was going to say, Mr. Chair, is I think we're putting, the cart before the horse here. I think we need to get through this RFI and just see where it lands before we, go to next steps.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. So- Okay, to board to consider.
I think we still have a letter from Paul Stedman.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Just a notice, Mr. Chair, we have a letter from Paul Stedman regarding the MassDOT construction bid documents for the reconstruction of Route 38 have been completed, and letting us know the project has a completion date of September 13th, 2031. So, I know, it's hard to believe that
I
projects
know.
that are gonna start now are gonna be finished in the
Isn't that crazy?
2030s, but
I know it's
that's
wild.
where we are. So, just to provide both you and the members of the town
Yeah.
that notice.
Yes. I just wanted to call out for people watching that it does say once they have a notice to proceed, there will be a pre-construction meeting to be scheduled and the community will be invited.
Yeah.
But they don't say when they think the notice to proceed would be. Do we have any idea, Eric?
I don't,
right.
no. No, I don't, not yet.
September 12th, 2031.
It's gonna, I think a lot of it's gonna depend on, where their, kind of their bids fall in the procurement process. Hopefully it'll be a quick one and we'll get a notice to proceed quickly, but you never can tell. Things are a little bit wacky in the construction world right now.
Okay, now,
Now we're on to
to
board
board
citizens.
hey,
Number 6, is a board to consider issuing a Sunday entertainment license to Cushing Amusements in conjunction with the 4th of July celebration. So as folks are aware, Cushing Amusements provides the carnival for Fun on the 4th. This is a request for June the 28th, 2026, from 2 to 10:30 to have a carnival for that Fun on the 4th celebration.
I'll make a motion to approve.
motion by
Just
Ms. Maselli, seconded by Mr. De Palma.
Just a quick discussion. Is there going to be a fee charged to the 4th, to the committee? I know it says a fee schedule, so I didn't know if it was non-fee.
Charge a fee to the Fun on the 4th?
No, they, Cushing Amusements has submitted this fee for the state, the town is not having it.
Okay.
It's $2.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I saw other fees. There was $2, there's a $5, I didn't know where they fall through.
So they fall in the $2,
Yeah.
the $2 special hours.
Okay,
So we're rolling in the dough for at the state level, carnival fees.
sounds good.
Okay. Is this, why wasn't this taken up before? I mean, they have like 4 days of the carnival, right? Is this an extra day?
No,
That's for Sunday.
this is,
Right, special?
Special
Okay.
Sundays, yeah.
All right. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor? It's unanimous.
Mr. Chair, board to consider number 7, a request from Christina Reedy from the Wilmington Farmers Market to use the town common in its entirety on Sunday, August 2nd, August 16th, and October 4th. So we have a request from the Farmers Market.
And there's no conflicts on those particular days?
No, we don't. So, yeah, so these are for special events. A Kids Day on August 2nd, Wildcat Week on the 16th, and Harvest Fest on October 4th.
Okay, I see. Someone's here.
Yep, Christina Reedy, 31 Glen Road, and I'm the vice president of the Farmers Market Board. Yeah, so we have those 3 events. We normally have the common between 10 and 1. The only thing that I didn't include in the request is that on October 4th, it would be until 3 p.m.
So the other 2 days are,
October.
Just the
what'd you say,
regular one.
October 4th?
October 4th.
Okay, until 3 p.m.?
3 p.m.
I'll make
Is that good?
I'll make a motion to approve with 3 p.m. on October 4th.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion by Selectman Gerwa, seconded by Selectman Palmer. Any other discussion? All in favor? Unanimous.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair, board to consider number 8, board to consider appointing Leanne Masidi Caulfield as a member of the Wilmington Cultural Council, return to expire April 30th, 2028.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Mr. Selectman West, seconded by Ms. Pacelli. Any discussion? All in favor? Then it's unanimous. That was
That's the
quick.
last of our board to consider.
All right, public comments. I noticed public comments is down at the end now. Before, the last meeting was at the beginning, now we're flipping back to the end, so.
And then Mr. West didn't want to saddle if there was gonna be a new chair with a change. Let that chair make that change himself.
I didn't know. I guess the members will have to let me know what they like best, the beginning or the end.
Well, that's why I put it at the beginning of the last meeting, just to give it was kind of a light agenda. I think it would be a sample.
Give it a shot.
Well, since we're talking about it, I do prefer the beginning.
You prefer the beginning?
Yeah, before we
I
vote
do
on
too,
it.
I do
actually.
too.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference?
Well, it's nice to be able to have a I mean, I know we were talking several things, I think we were kind of veering off topic, we probably should do that in new business, but my opinion would be is that if you want to do it at the beginning, but in the same token, I know people talked about either having discussion if any of these articles warranted discussion, or have it at the end also, because if somebody says, hey, I like the way you voted on such and such, or I didn't like the way you voted on such and such. It's just the thought.
I disagree with that. I believe that discussions should come prior to, so that everyone's voice can be heard before we vote. And then we can move on. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Pacelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think, I do prefer it at the beginning too, but I think anything further, I think we should hold off and just go back to the policies and procedures that are being ruled on, and just, kind of table the further discussion, which, because I agree with Mr. West that there's a lot to be discussed, on, allowing comments here, there, or whatever. But I think just now, if we want to make a decision on that, it's at the chair's discretion, and then we just hold off on any other changes until we kind of get the
follow-up on it.
Sounds good.
follow-up.
Yeah, I just want the lay of the
Yeah,
land,
yeah.
so to speak, as to where you prefer public comments
Yeah.
and how it will begin. But you'll have to understand that appointments won't be able to start right at 7 o'clock. So
Sure.
if we're gonna have public comments at 7 o'clock, then it's gonna be for a particular time period. And then we'll start appointments after. So public comments could run from, we could make it on the agenda from 7 to 7:15
Yep.
with appointments to follow, so that people will be aware that they have a 15-minute opportunity for public comments. And if we find that it goes over, certainly we will not stop anybody from their comments.
Right.
Okay, so to the audience, public comments.
Good evening, I'll make it quick, I know you guys want to get out of here by 7:30. Rob Fasulo, 28 Marjorie Road. Mr. Kara, congratulations.
Rob.
I'd hope that in your new position here, you'll extend an olive branch to the people and maybe stop posting packets for the public to see prior to the meetings. I'd appreciate that, and I know much of the public would. Second thing is, I don't want to speak for the two other petitioners for the special town meeting, but since I'm here, I'm going to make a comment on it. The whole spirit of the $615,000 was to bring that building to a level playing field where all of the entities would have had an equal opportunity for that building. Right now, I'm just going to throw WCTV maybe under the bus. Do they have the money to revamp that building and make it viable to them? I certainly know that the Historical Commission doesn't have that kind of money to do that type of renovation. And I know she was here last week saying that they wanted it. So that $615,000, as far as me being 1/3 of the petitioners, was to bring that to a level playing field for whoever wanted it. And I would hope that it gets to the point that you guys can recognize that and use that money for what it was designed for. Now, for the reason I'm here, I'm going to ask you, Mr. Chairman, in your new position, if you can take a look at a possible looming problem that Wilmington might have and maybe put it on an agenda for a coming meeting. We have a serious issue throughout New England, data centers, and data centers need to be dealt with. Our bylaws currently allow data centers in the industrial areas. Now, I don't know that there's anything in particular that's been proposed, but I sat here a few meetings ago and I learned, we all learned, that Reading Light just increased the ability to bring a lot more capacity into Wilmington. We also know about the battery center in Tewksbury. Battery centers like they're doing in Tewksbury are usually attached to a data center. Now, I know that there's been some talk about Lowell, and there's been a moratorium put on data centers. I think it would behoove you guys to get it ahead of things and maybe order the town manager to have the planning board draft up some prohibitions for data centers. I don't want to go into too much of the detail with you guys and keep you here longer, but we know the water usage is astronomical in these data centers. Electricity bills around the data center areas are skyrocketing. We're worried about folks being able to live in Wilmington and stay in Wilmington. We can jump on this today, get the planning board to fix the wording on the zoning, to prohibit them, at least for now. If at some point in the future they want to, they come up with more technology that's not going to affect the public the way that currently the data centers are, it can be relooked at. But right now, they're allowed. We cannot not look at the environmental impacts and the financial impacts. So I would ask you guys to please start looking at these and sooner than later make some action banning them from Wilmington temporarily. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Announcements. Are there any announcements?
Just, well, one thing I'd like to mention is that, both Mr. Slagle and I went to the Good Guy Award, and the two people that were awarded the Good Guy for 2026 were John Wallace and Robin Theodos. And I think, many people know their spirit of volunteerism, and they've been doing that for many, many years. And I think, I think they were great candidates for that award, and it was a great time at the night. So just well-deserved recognition for two people that really deserve some recognition that don't really ask for it. So it's just a good time on that.
Very nice. Thank you. Anyone else? We're at announcements, and that's it. New business. Anybody with new business? Okay.
Mr. Kyra?
Yes.
One thing that we could possibly have as an agenda item coming up would be, I would think that if we could have the members of the police come in, and now that we're getting into the whole, almost school's out, we have these electronic bikes, and I know we brought them in last year, late in the season, but it'd be just, nice to just, kind of give a rules of the road, so to speak, as far as these e-bikes and speed limits, and, do they wear helmets, are they registered, and things like that, just a, quick lay of the land before we start getting inundated in that season, which we're probably, with the weather today, we're probably already there.
Yeah.
And the state's working on a couple of proposals right now too, that I read about too, so you can probably update us on that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And just want to make mention with a longtime cameraman and an individual who was always here at every select board meeting that I could remember way back, known as Ron, Ronald Buccieri, passed away. Longtime cameraman, 78 years old, just a wonderful person. He was here all the time. And I think we should give a moment of silence to Ron. Thank you. On to, anything else from the business? On to important dates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Important dates. So coming up later on this week, we have on May 15th, the Special Olympics Unified Games at Wilmington High School at 10 o'clock a.m. Both myself and the assistant manager will be there. And so we hope anybody who's available can come out and support our kids at the Special Olympics Unified Games. On May 23rd, we're gonna have the decoration of graves at Wildwood Cemetery at 8:00 a.m., followed by the decoration of park squares and monuments. May 24th, there's the rededication of park squares and monuments. Police Memorial at the Public Safety Building at 1:00 p.m. The Memorial Shrine at St. Thomas of Villanova at 1:15 p.m. And the Veterans Monument at Town Common at 1:30 p.m. And then on May 25th, Memorial Day, we have our annual Memorial Day Parade at 10:00 a.m., followed by the Memorial Day ceremony at the Wildwood Cemetery, the Veterans Lot, at 11:00 a.m. On that day, town offices are closed for the holiday. And then on May 26th, that Tuesday, we'll be having our next select board meeting here in Town Hall, in the hearing room at 7:00 p.m. And then on the 27th, we will be having a community forum for the North Wilmington Fire Substation here at Town Hall in the Great Room at 6:30 p.m. May 31st will be Wilmington High School graduation. So congratulations to all the seniors. And July 6th, there'll be a fishing derby at Town Beach at Silver Lake at 7:30 a.m. July 7th through October 4th, the farmer's market will be operating at the Town Common.
June
7th.
June 6th for the fishing derby.
June 6th for the fishing derby, June 7th to October 4th for the farmer's market. Operating at the Town Common from 10:00 a.m. to 1:00 p.m. Then June 8th, we have another select board meeting here in, well, that was Town Hall Room 9, but I don't think it's gonna be at Town Hall. That's gonna be here.
I'll be at room 9.
Yeah. Let's move that right now. We'll move that to the new Town Hall. June 11th, Shawshing Tech graduation. June 10th, we have brush drop off at Old Main Street from 8:00 a.m. to 2:00 p.m. Then June 13th, we have a townwide yard sale from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Also June 13th, we have brush drop off at Old Main Street from 9 to 4. And on June 13th, the Minuteman headquarters will be holding the flag retirement ceremony at 1:30 p.m. Those are your important dates, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Salute to service. Salute to service goes out to Harold Kakenbergus. SP4 Harold Kakenbergus, U.S. Army, born January 27th, 1945 in Somerville, Massachusetts. Lived in Medford, Massachusetts when he entered service on August 9th, 1968 from Boston, Massachusetts. Served as an accounting specialist, served with the 855th General Support Company, USARV, which is the logistics unit within the United States Army, primarily tasked with providing critical supply, transportation, and maintenance support to operational forces. Separated from service on May 4th, 1974, from Fort Lewis, Washington. Awarded the National Defense Service Medal, Marksmanship Badge M14, Expert Badge M16, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal, and 2 overseas bars. Currently, he resides in Wilmington with his spouse, Lorinda. And we want to thank Harold for his service to the United States. Thank you. And that concludes the meeting. Not as fast as some, but not as slow as others.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion by Selectman De Palma, seconded by Selectman Garewa to adjourn. Any discussion?
Will this be will this be the mode for the rest of our?
Yeah, let's hope so.
Half an hour meeting.
All in favor? All right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.